All right, testing. All right, yeah. You know, I think I do a lot of video stuff. It's just something that I've always done. It's just something that has always been near and dear to me. I made my first video in like 6th grade, and I've just always enjoyed doing it. I've always wanted a camera. I remember having those shitty fucking flip fucking cameras with the USB thing in the side where you would like click the side down, it would flick up the USB stick. I wonder whatever happened to that camera. You needed like AA batteries to run it, and we didn't always have money for batteries, so I didn't get to make all the videos I wanted to. We started doing like those fucking like basketball trick shots. And I'm talking like before Dude Perfect. Like our shit was, there were these people who were doing the Hampton Inn basketball commercials. What the fuck were their names? Let me look this up. There was like a couple of kids who just had their own trick shot shit going, but they were like the dopest of any of them. Hampton Inn basketball commercial. Let's see what comes up here. Legendary Shots. Is that just what their name is now? That's not what their name used to be. Now it's Legendary Shots. Let's see what they're... I mean, I guess they got some... looking at it now, they have some credit to their name. Got a couple videos with like 46 million views. Yeah, no, those kids were... those were the kids I used to watch. We tried to mimic them by doing all their trick shots and shit. And, back in those days, and, just making like, videos with Microsoft, the fucking Windows Movie Maker, just using the title screens. That was the shit. We just make videos that just have words on them. Like, not even like, I don't even have a fucking concept of like what the words were. I just have like a memory of doing that. Let me see if you guys can hear this fart. I don't know if you guys heard that fart or not, but, it's just, it was a fun time back then making YouTube videos for that, and then went on for a while, and then I moved to gaming. I shouldn't say gaming, I should just say, like, Call of Duty. I was making Call of Duty fucking, like, trick shot videos, and I was in a clan for a while, too. I was in Stray Sniping. Stray Sniping was the shit. I remember a couple of the dudes from that clan. I know Sore Breezy was in it. I'm pretty sure I'm still friends with him on Xbox. I don't fucking play Xbox, but I'm pretty sure I'm still friends with him. There is a dude named Stray Berry. I think he went somewhere. Let me look him up. I think last time I knew his name was Drift Berry. Yeah. So he's in some old fucking clan called Drift. Let me click on, let me see if we got anything. Yeah, I don't know. There's also this dude that I knew. His name was, he was like the main dude I played with. There was 2 main dudes I played with all the time. Well, I guess I should say 3. First we had DJT. DJT was this fucking, he was this weirdo whose like parents like were never home. So he was just like, when you're 13 and there's a kid screaming cuss words and stuff, you're like, oh, this kid's so cool. So we hung out with him and played games with him all day. And then out of nowhere, he'd be like, I have to go over to my grandma's to eat dinner. And we were like, well, where's your grandma? And he was like, oh, I got to ride my bike like 2 miles to her house. So he did that every night. So, yeah, there's that. Then we had Mr. Gizzles Ho. Gizzles, he was, for a while there on Twitter, posting some wreck shit. He was like, taking selfies with chicks while he was fucking them and, snorting coke off some chick's pussy. Like crazy shit. Like off the wall shit. And, I lost contact with him too. I mean, for all I know, he could have OD'd or something. So, but the last one was my boy Ritzy. Ritzy was the one guy on the internet that I have, or that I guess on Xbox, that I've kept in contact with. My man Ritzy, The reason why we started playing with him at first is because he has the deepest fucking voice anyone has ever had. And we all thought he was using a voice changer. So he was like, add me on Kick. That tells you how long ago. Add me on Kick. I'll send you a video. And this fucking 6'8" fucking deep voice dude sends me a fucking video message. And I don't even want to do an impression of his voice because you guys are going to think I am purposely overdoing it. But it is the deepest voice I have ever heard on a man. I'm gonna see if I can pull him up on Instagram. It sounds weird, but I had his fucking phone number. Like, that's how much we kept in touch. And there was a good while there where I talked to him a lot. Yeah, the homie Keenan. I can't find him on Instagram, but this motherfucker had the deepest voice. So we just kind of, we just kept playing with him. And to this day, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's on Facebook or some shit, and he knows how to get in contact with me. But past that, I then went on to this shitty channel called Cook TV 24/7. Cook TV 24/7 was my attempt at, well, I shouldn't say my attempt. It was my first go at making comedy. And, a lot of it relied on over-the-top challenges and vomit. But, I would fucking... The banana Sprite challenge was popular for a while, so we blended up a bunch of bananas and Sprite in a blender. And I tried to drink that, but while I was doing that, I was getting cans of Sprite thrown at me. Like full-blown, not open cans. So that shit was, smacking me in the chest, and it hurt. That shit hurt like a bitch. Other than that, we also did, I did the Bean Boozled smoothie. I blended up a bunch of Bean Boozled into a blender, and I mixed it with a Red Bull because that was the only shit I had in my fridge. And blended that up. I drunk it. Violently vomited. But I also did, a lot of pain challenges, light tubes getting smacked over my back or fireworks hitting me. And it was just a bunch of, I relied a lot on, that slapstick, whatever the fuck they call it. God, I don't know what the fuck they call it, but the form of comedy where I have to get hurt. And, through there I did learn a couple of video making rules, but for the most part, it's just a big cringe fest. And it actually led me to leave YouTube for a while because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But then after that, I started making these full-length movies. And I made Menace to Society, which took me longer than I'd like to admit. And, at the time, I thought it was the greatest shit anyone had ever made. Looking back on it now, it's good for being a young dumbass making it. But it's not good. Basically, you have to know the story behind it to enjoy it. And I sold a few copies of it on DVD. A nice little respectable amount for a a dumb 19-year-old or whatever. 19. Jesus, that sounds cringe when I say it. But after that, I started working on Trash, and I started focusing on posting Instagram videos. Trash was, Trash was a rough video for me to at least watch back on, because I'd like to say that, or I'd like to think that Trash was my last-ditch effort as, clinging on to my old life and, the old friends I had. I mean, some of them are still friends, but the old friends and the old groups and everybody I used to record with when everybody was getting out of it and everybody didn't want to do it anymore, and I was kind of clinging on to it still, acting as if we were still tight like that. A perfect example would be the Josh Vance section, because me and Josh, I treated it as if Josh was one of my best friends in the world. And the truth is, I hadn't seen him in a long, long time. And, in my mind, I was telling myself that, it's all for the video. The video has to look good. But now I look back on it as just I was lying. And Johnny has a whole section which I left in, but in hindsight, I should have took it out. Not necessarily because I don't like Johnny. I mean, I don't. but mostly because the documentary sections are, outside of being just like completely fabricated lies, are just boring. They are very boring to watch, because anybody who's watching this shit doesn't give a fuck about how you make a stunt. They only want to see it. No one cares about how how I met Johnny or how I met Josh or any of this shit. They just want to fucking see it, man. The one thing I do think back on Trash was the line of Josh saying, it was something along the lines of, my friends always have my back. I found a group of people who always have my back, and I'll always have theirs. And I wonder if he meant that. I wonder if and again, I haven't talked to Josh in a long time, but I feel as if Josh might have just been saying that. Well, not just saying that, but I feel like he might have been lying to himself into believing it. Because that was actually the last time I ever saw Josh. Was that section right there. There's a lot with Josh that I regret. And I'm sure that story will be told one day, but there's a lot that goes into the Josh Vance. I don't want to call it a beef, because I still have major respect for the guy. I still like him a lot, but we and him don't talk, and I feel like he doesn't want to be around me for his, for his reasons. And listen, I respect it. I'm not saying anybody has to be around me, and if they don't want to be around me, they're a piece of shit. But at the same time, I just want to say, that it's one of my biggest regrets was how me and Josh left off. And I hope that's not the case. But I could completely understand if it was. Yeah, so it's still fuck Johnny all day long. I could give a rat's ass about ever being around that guy ever again. And some people will some people think that it's like butthurt over Johnny. It's not butthurt. It's just fun to make fun of the kid. And it's fucking easy to make fun of the kid. It's like he doesn't fight back. It's easy to pick on him. But so yeah, and then I don't know how much I could speak on the situation, but Nathan was another big part of that video that's hard to go back on. Nathan was a really good friend and a really close friend to me. But some stuff happened, and just for the sake of me and the sake of the team, we just thought it would be better to part ways. And I don't think I want to go back. I really don't think I'll ever talk to Nathan ever again. I feel as if there was some stuff that happened too, with America's Got Talent and stuff that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And, it's not a diss to Nathan. Nathan's a good guy. He's a cool dude to be around. But there was some stuff with the America's Got Talent thing that, I don't know. I just, again, it rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't feel right about it. And, it got to a point where, cutting it off was the best bet for me. And, there's just a lot of guys, too, that anyone else I'm not around besides those three, it's like there's not beef there. But there was a point where I realized, the shit other people are trying to do and the shit I'm trying to do, it's just, it doesn't mix. It doesn't, I still love the homies, but I'm not trying to just sit around smoking weed all day. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hang out with y'all and not do anything. I'm trying to make something. The marijuana makes you content, and when you're content, you're not working towards bettering yourself. And when you're not working towards bettering yourself, you're just sitting around being nothing. And, that's part of the reason I got off Xbox. It's part of the reason I don't play video games. I might play some Switch, some Minecraft, but I stopped playing all that shit. And, I feel a sense of loneliness sometime from it, but at the same time, I'm also like, I also remember that the opposite of it all would be it would be feeling alone in the presence of people. So, I mean, I'd rather be lonely on my own terms. I got a little off topic in the chain of events. But so after Trash was, so real quick, Trash was a big learning curve for me. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about others. I learned a lot about filmmaking. I learned a lot about content creation. And, I while I don't enjoy the Trash video, I appreciate the moment in time and everything I learned from it. But, I took the Trash video and I kind of like threw it in the trash. And I made the garbage video. Now the garbage video was kind of me taking everything I learned from Trash and everything I should have done in Trash, and I made garbage. And garbage was, I think garbage might have been the best. And these are big words here. So, and I'm not dissing anybody, I just want everybody to, make good videos when I say this. I think Garbage was the best homegrown stunt film that has ever been made. Now, listen, if you made a homegrown stunt film, no, I ain't coming at you some like wrong type of way. I'm trying to make you want to compete with me. I have love for everybody in the stunt community. The stunt community has been the only group of people in any sort of online community which has welcomed me, which have, let me join them and consider me as one of them. It's one of the only times that I've ever been welcomed in like that, and I appreciate it. And I have love for everybody, as big or as small as our interactions may be in that community. But just know I'm trying to be the best, and I want you guys to try to beat me. Come at me. There's a few people in the stunt community that I could do without, but at the end of the day, I mean I feel like in every community there's gonna be that. And now I'm talking about something which is for like 4 people. But there's like 4 people who are going to listen to this who know what the fuck I am talking about. But that's fine. Not everything needs to be for everyone. Sometimes you can make stuff for you and a couple of people. The making stuff for a general audience is typically what I go for, but I don't want to box myself into only doing that. I want to be able to have a close connection with you guys, my special little birds. If there's one regret I have, though, from the entire homegrown stunt stuff, it would be not talking to Superhuman when I had the chance. At the Gathering 2022, when I was doing camera work for the stunt show, Superhuman was there. And I was simultaneously battling like the worst fucking ear infection and strep throat that I've ever had, along with like a fucked up eye. So like I was like a literal walking zombie. We left the Gathering early because of how bad I was hurting. And I had the chance. I was sitting there with Superhuman for several minutes and I didn't reach a hand out. Now listen, I'm not saying Superhuman would have sat there and, chit-chatted with me and we would have been best friends. But talking to him, I always wonder what could, even if it was just saying like, yo, what's up? This is my name, blah, blah, blah. I just regret not talking to him because, while Superhuman doesn't have a bunch of, while his content is kind of, one thing on the straight line, I can't deny the following as well as the charisma as well as his energy when it goes to making a video. And Superhuman, somebody I highly respect in the small world of stunt people. And some people, will say what they want about him, but for me, he's one of those guys that he made it and he's continued doing what he's supposed to do. And some people might say he wasn't supposed to make it, but he shouldn't have, or they'll talk down on him. He's a really good kid. I don't know how old he is, so I probably shouldn't call him a kid. But he's a really good guy. From what I've seen, he was nice as hell to Tim. He was nice as hell to everybody that was around us. But, I missed my chance to shoot my shot. So, if I ever see you again, Superhuman, just know I'm going to talk to you. But yeah, no, that's the video world. What's coming in the future? More Kobe Sucks content. I have lots of shit. I'm going to be bringing you guys some infotaining videos. Some, Kobe manifestos. Maybe some Mirror Mans. I don't know. And then whatever else random shit I decide to make. And lastly, there will be another stunt video. It's not my main focus right now. It's not exactly what I am like. I'm not chomping at the bit to make it. But that being said, I do have some clips set aside for it. And with nothing else to do with them, they will be saved for it. So, if it kills me, there will be a third video coming out eventually. But I don't even know what the fuck this was. I just kind of turned on the mic and started talking. So, I guess I appreciate it. I never know how to end. That's my problem. I don't know how to end these talks. I don't have a way to say goodbye. Here, let me try this. Let me just let's act like right now is when the talk is over. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today. So, if you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. I actually don't know what platform this is on. Whatever platform this is on, do the thing that is good for that platform. But, yep, that's going to be it for today, guys. So, just, stay smiling, stay shining, and remember, Kobe sucks.